Hello students, welcome to lecture number 9 of advertising and promotion. The topic which we are going to discuss today is about ethics in advertising. Ethics, you are studying ethics in every subject: marketing ethics, advertising ethics, financial ethics, HR ethics. First you should know the definition of ethics, then we are going to explain ethics from advertising perspective. So ethics, these are the guidelines or these are the standards which shows us what is right and wrong. These guidelines or these principles are called ethics, or we can say they are the acceptable standards in the society or in the organization, or we can say the acceptable standards based on a situation in the organizations are called ethics. Advertising ethics, obviously, whenever we are doing advertising, whenever we are paying money to the media to convey our message to the society about our product or service, so we should follow some standards, some generally acceptable principles, some generally acceptable guidelines or standards. That is called ethical standards of advertising or ethics in advertising. Ethics, everywhere there are ethics in society, in family, in organizations, in countries, everywhere there are some acceptable standards. If we are going according to those acceptable standards, we or the organizations or individuals will be called good. If we are not going according to those standards, the organization will be called not a good organization, the advertising will be a bad advertising, or certain times you can get punishment for that unethical behavior or unethical advertising. So we are going to discuss some guidelines, some standards for advertising which should be carefully followed while we are doing advertising for our organization. So according to Advertising Standards Authority, this is a governmental organization, governmental agency, Advertising Standards Authority of USA, United States of America. So in America there is a governmental agency which have made some standards, some generally acceptable principles for different organizations to be followed while they are involved in advertising. Some guidelines are given is under. There are many more guidelines, but I have taken some famous guidelines or standards of them. Number one is truthful. Truthful means that whenever we are involved in advertising through any type of media, print media, electronic media or social media, whatever message we are conveying to the society, that should be based on truth. That should not mislead the society. There should be no exaggeration, mubaligha rai. So whatever you are saying, it should be based on truth, or we should follow the guideline of truthfulness in our advertising. We should not tell lie to the society. We see in different advertising they are doing exaggeration, they are misleading the society, or certain times they are telling lie to the society, which is against the ethics of advertising, or we can call it unethical behavior in advertising, which is not acceptable at any cost in any society and in any country. So there must be truthfulness in the advertising, or advertising should be based on truthful. This is point number one, and I should tell you one thing more, that this guideline, that this standard is followed very rarely. Most of the organizations are not keeping in mind this point while they are advertising their product. So this is a big problem. Actually you are deceiving your customers, you are misleading your customers, which is in unethical behavior, which is not acceptable at all by any rule or law. Number second point is not offensive. Offensive means attacking. You have seen different ads. It may be commercial, it may be infomercial, short ads, long ads, through any type of media, print media, electronic media or social media, that in most cases the ads are attacking their competitors. Actually, they are showing their selves superior as compared to their competitors. They are showing their competitors weaker or inferiors, and they are showing themselves superior. So this is an unethical behavior. Your ad should not be offensive, or the ad should not attack your competitor or any person in the market or in the society. So this is guideline number second, that the ad should not be offensive, or it should not target directly the competitor. If you are targeting your competitors, you are attacking your competitors negatively, then he may sue you. He may file a charge in the court against your organization. So the ad should not be offensive, attacking. Point number third, fair competition. Fair competition, positive competition should be there. True competition should be there. It should not be negative competition. Again, it can be, it is linked a little bit to the point number second, that competition should be fair. Competition should not be misleading. Competition should not be based on false promises, or you should not be involved in negative competition, that you are showing yourself superior, you are showing your competitor weaker. No, but instead there should be positive competition based on the quality, based on the prices, and whatever you are saying, you must follow that, whatever you are advertising, whatever you are announcing in your ads. So this is point number third, that there must be fair competition. Like, I am giving you one example, and this point will be very much clear to you. Most of the time organizations are giving money to the people to say something negative in social media, like this product is very weaker, or it is against the health standards. So this is not fair competition. Or certain times they are giving bribes, they are giving money to the employees of each other companies to leak the secrets of each other. It is not a fair competition. Certain times they are attracting the key employees of each other companies. It is not a fair competition by offering higher salaries to the employees of their competitors. So it is not a fair competition. Certain times they are arranging interviews to attract the employees of other companies while conducting interviews with the employees of other companies. So what they are doing over there, they are leaking secrets from their employees. So it is not a fair competition. Competition should be fair, competition should be positive, competition should be there based on these standards, ethical standards. Next is distortion. Distortion means false promise, misleading, telling lie to the people. Most of the time you have noted in different media, especially in television, on social media, that there is exaggeration, there is false statements, there are false promises that organizations are doing with the customers. So it is unethical behavior, and there should be no distortion in your statements or in your ads. Point number 5, physical weakness. Obviously, you are observing different products, the ads of different products and services on television, radio, social media, etc. That first they are showing weakness of the consumers, physical weakness of the consumer, and they are making them afraid. They are mentally torturing them, they are mentally disturbing them, then they are coming up with their product that this is the only solution of your this physical weakness. This is unethical behavior. Like you have seen different energy drinks, people are walking there, so they are very weak, their stamina is less, their energy is less, they are going to die, and then they are offering him or her an energy drink, and then he becomes very active, quick-minded, sharp-minded, physically fit. It is unethical behavior conducted by different organizations while advertising their products or services. Point number 6, targeting children. You have seen, you have observed, even you are witnessed this thing on the television and social media, that they are coming up with different products for children, and then they are targeting the children. Different video games, different toys, so other things, different toy guns, etc. So actually they are disturbing the mentality of the children. This is not allowed at all. It is an unethical behavior. Next point is puffery. Puffery means that your product is nothing, but you are showing very much higher. Puffery. I don't know what you are calling it in Dari, in Pashto. There are so many terminologies, interesting terminologies for it. Puffery. Okay. So there should be no exaggeration, there should be no puffery for your product, and puffery by itself is an unethical behavior in the advertising. So these are some standards. If you are following these standards, you will prevent your organizations to be involved in unethical advertisement. So these are the ethics of advertising. So this was our today lecture, students. Thank you very much for being with me. See you in the next class. Khuda Hafiz.